Hello, Curious! Recently, the whole world has been watching the movie Don't Look Up and talking about it. It is a satire on the current society, politics, media and businesses, which, despite the funny elements, shows a scary and very sad vision of modern times. But is this so realistic film likely to come true? Are we actually facing the end of the world? What other sci-fi ideas that were sometimes ridiculed actually happen in real life? Why does a disaster movie appeal to people so much in the age of pandemics? Stay tuned until the very end, but before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. For some time now, the cinemas have been ruled by SpiderMan No Way Home, which, despite the pandemic and numerous restrictions in various countries, has become one of the best films ever, receiving positive reviews from critics and viewers, and above all, bringing huge profits. In the latest production, Spider-Man asks Doctor Strange to help him use a spell to make the world forget who Peter Parker is. Unfortunately, this one creates a breach in their world through which the most powerful villains ever to be battled by Spider-Man in any universe get in. So Spider-Man must now face his enemies and save the future as well as the future of the entire multiverse. Due to such an elaborate plot, the film is full of stars, because besides Tom Holland and Zendaya, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina or Jamie Foxx also appear in it. The film hit theatres on December 16th and has already managed to earn over $1 billion, and it took exactly 12 days for it to do so, which puts it in third place in this category. Only two other Marvel Universe productions have done it faster, namely Avengers Infinity War in 11 days and Avengers Endgame in 5 days. In addition, it is the second best film in Sony Pictures history, but it seems that it will soon overtake the leader of the list, which is Spider-Man Far From Home. However, if you'd like to hear how Spider-Man brings its cast together romantically, then you can do so by checking out our previous video by clicking on the link above. You're probably wondering right now, but why is she talking about Spider-Man? Well, we're already explaining. This, as we mentioned, is the first movie released during the pandemic to earn so much, and it shows that the film industry can come out of the crisis, and it strengthens the productions from the MCU in the market. It's entertainment with humour and incredible effects. Meanwhile, despite the records, it's not the movie that's the buzz right now. It seems that not the comic book vision of the world appeals to people, but the most real and terrifying one. Before hitting Netflix, the film Don't Look Up premiered in a limited number of theatres, but failed to conquer the world on the big screen. Here the cast also sparkled with big names like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Mark Rylance, Ariana Grande, Timothee Chalamet and Tyler Perry. But despite all these celebrities in one picture, it almost went unnoticed. And while Netflix does not make its financial results public, experts estimate that the film earned $260,000 in 500 theatres on its first day and a total of $700,000 on its opening weekend. In addition, it initially received mixed reviews. David Rooney of The Hollywood Reporter wrote that the film is a cynical, insufferably smug satire stuffed to the gills with stars that purports to comment on political and media inattention to the climate crisis, but really just trivializes it. He was echoed by Charles Bramesco of The Guardian, writing that the script states the obvious as if everyone else is too stupid to realize it, and does so from a position of lofty superiority that would drive away any partisans who still need to be won over. And yet when the movie finally appeared on a streaming platform, it immediately caused a big stir and people started recommending it to each other. Have you seen it yet? If so, you know exactly what it's about. The plot is quite simple. An astronomy student and her professor discover that a comet is heading towards Earth and will completely destroy our planet. In order to warn people about the deadly threat, they go to the president of the USA, who turns out to be a carefree puppet, worried only about elections, voters' support, and her own image. In addition, she is surrounded by people who are not honest like the general or cynical like her son. They are trying to look for help in the media, which, however, fearing the reaction of the audience, are either blotting out the problem or using it only to increase their popularity. Neither do they listen to the public, fascinated by social media, whose naivety brings huge profits to ruthless businesses and makes memes out of scientists. And while the film is classified as a comedy, what really rings out from the satire is a sense of immense hopelessness. And even if the critics screamed that the film plays with simplifications, people began to see it. What the filmmakers had in mind, that the world is sinking in human stupidity, marketing and media manipulation, mindless consumerism and losing such values as responsibility, honour or sense of shame. Despite the prevailing pandemic and many annoyances in the surrounding world, the audience found a place for reflection in such a catastrophic picture. Let the numbers prove it. The production has been viewed 111 million hours during the holiday weekend. This is the second best result in the history of Netflix, and at this moment it is surpassed only by Red Notice. Besides, Don't Look Up received 4 Golden Globe nominations in the following categories: Best Comedy or Musical, Best Actor and Actress in a Comedy or Musical for DiCaprio and Lawrence, and Best Screenplay. The picture has become something of a phenomenon, with major media outlets writing about it. But can the vision from the movie come true? Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the biggest stars in cinema today. The participation of an actor of such caliber in the production of a streaming platform must be puzzling. The Academy Award-winning actor for the movie Revenant received $30 million for his performance in Adam McKay's comedy, and he has not received such a high pay before in cinema films. As well as Jennifer Lawrence, who negotiated $25 million, which is the highest rate among the actresses. DiCaprio, however, does not talk about money, although for years he has been investing in environmental protection and actively working on the issue. He runs a foundation, makes films, and educates the leaders of the world. In 2019, he donated $5 million to save the burning forests of the Amazon. In 2013, his foundation was instrumental in getting 5 shark species added to the list of legally protected animals, and a year later, he donated $3 million to the Oceana organization for their protection of these animals. When he himself was attacked by a shark, when the fish got into his observation cage, he used the case to publicize the issue that we have eliminated 90% of the shark population. That's still nothing. Leonardo DiCaprio has given $15 million in grants to climate change organizations, $1 million to protect tigers in Nepal, and created a campaign to end the ivory trade in Thailand. His foundation has already supported more than 200 different projects on every continent and ocean, and spent more than $100 million doing so. But is anyone listening to him? Will that change after the film Don't Look Up? Accepting the Oscar, DiCaprio said, "Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It's the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. We need to support leaders around the world who do not speak for the big polluters, but who speak for all humanity, for the indigenous people of the world, for the billions and billions of underprivileged people out there who would be most affected by this, for our children's children, and for those people out there whose voices have been drowned out by the politics of greed." He's still continuing the exhortation. To celebrate the release of the latest film starring him, a video appeared on YouTube in which DiCaprio explains the meaning of Don't Look Up. The actor began by saying that the production is an analogy of modern-day culture and our inability to hear and listen to scientific truth. As he noted, the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted in the most extreme way how we don't believe scientists, but this has been going on for decades. Almost like his hero, DiCaprio scares us that when it comes to climate change, we are rapidly approaching a point of no return, because global change must occur in the next decade, or mass destruction will be inevitable. DiCaprio reminded us of the scientists who warned us and whose unheeding messages are now coming true. Well, the comet seems to be in the sky, but somehow we still don't see it. If you've seen the movie, you know how it ends. So, should it be taken as a fulfilling prophecy? Are we in for what the characters in the film are in for, but not in the scene after the credits? Maybe it's actually a so-called cold shower for society. After all, it's not the first sci-fi story that became a reality. Once upon a time, there was a joke on the internet that they stopped making Black Mirror so as not to give people ideas. Take for example George Orwell's 1984, published in 1949. The novel was terrifying, but it didn't take long for it to become a reality. We are not only under constant observation through social media, alleged eavesdropping by big companies and authorities, but also through omnipresent monitoring. Only in Great Britain, where Orwell came from, there are supposedly 5 million cameras installed to track every move of the citizens by specially trained officers in a gigantic monitoring centre near Piccadilly Circus. Going further, in the 1970s, the works of Freudian M. Esfanidry, also known as FM 2030, is an entry about transhumans. They were was supposed to be the next and better stage in human development, obtained with the help of technological solutions, such as, for example, implants. Well, we're not talking about cyborgs here, but hair transplants or breast augmentations do not surprise anyone anymore. Let's not forget about robots, and not just kitchen robots, but those equipped with artificial intelligence, which can carry on a logical conversation with a human. Anyway, to add to this, Elon Musk is working on the Tesla bot, a humanoid robot that will replace workers in factories. Of course, the future in sci-fi movies isn't always ominous and dangerous, but it certainly should give you food for thought. Stay curious, have you seen the movie Don't Look Up? Do you see the dangers that director Adam McKay and Leonardo DiCaprio are trying to convey? Or do you think that it's a comedy that has made a lot of noise about nothing? Do you like sci-fi productions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.